Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, we're going to be using a sketch that I think I've used before from Pinterest. I'm saving it here. You can screenshot it and then just grab you a collection and come join us at the table. And I will tell you, I'm going to be changing it up just a little bit. There. All right. So I've already got part of my paper cut up and I'm using 49 and Market. It's Christmas Spectacular. I believe it's the Christmas collection from this year. But I'm using this stencil from Echo Park and it's Christmas bulbs. And I was just showing you there how I put a piece of Velcro beneath my Catherine Pooler. And I put one on all the gold, champagne, and the silver collection. So that way I can store my blending sponges underneath, and it really does work well. It's nice and even. If they were domed, I don't think it would fit as nicely, so just keep that in mind depending on what foam pieces you're using. If it's the one that's kind of curved, then you probably won't be able to put it underneath. So I'm just laying down the stencil and then using the gold ink from, like I said, Catherine Pooler, and we're just putting it right through the stencil. I'm not making the line super crisp, but I'm trying to fill in along the bottom here a little bit. And I think that's going to be enough because the pattern paper up at the top is going to come over the top edge, so that's covered. And then I got this laser cut piece that looks like a piece of lace. And then I'm doing a 5x7 photo. I've never done a photo that big before, but I've got some 8.5x11 photo paper and I wanted to try printing a different size. And this particular printer paper is matte. So that's why the paper, well, the photo doesn't look shiny. It's matte paper. But I did get some of the shiny too, so I'm going to test that out eventually. But I liked how the photo came out. I think for it being an inkjet, it looked pretty good. Okay, so I'm just putting down the glue on our lace piece. And I'm putting that right on the edge. And then I flip it over so any part that's hanging off the edge, we can trim it. And there was just a little bit hanging off on this other side, so I'm going to trim that as well. All right. So now I know I want to do the photo and I'm going to put it kind of like in the middle. I'm trying to get the sketch pulled up real quick while I'm working on the layout. I always forget to pull it up and then I know I want to mat it. So I'm going to make sure it's trimmed to 5x7. And then that way the pattern paper, or not the pattern paper, the solid paper, the gray that I'm going to use, I'm going to cut it at 7 1/8 and 5 1/8. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and attach. And I do have a little bit of a struggle trying to put this on. I don't know why I couldn't get it even. So I finally give up and just I make it as best as I can to go around even. You can see I peeled it off and I'm going to try and line it up again and it's still going to be off. I'm like, I don't know what I did. So I just start at the bottom and then work my way up. And we're gonna I'm sticking with it. Now this red piece, I'm going to split it in half and attach it to the top and the bottom for our little layer bit. I'm sorry, y'all. As soon as I started doing the voiceover, all of a sudden now I have to yawn. Like, I don't know what's going on. My bad, because I know it's contagious. So, all right. now we got the bottom. It looked like it was a little bit crooked. So I went ahead and kind of basically flipped it over and trying to use it to line it up so that way it looks more even. So that's going to go there. And then I know in the sketch, it has the title up at the top. I think I want to put mine right in the center. And that's the thing. What is wonderful about sketches is they can give you ideas and give you ways of maneuvering. And if you need to change up something, it's okay. It doesn't make it not a good layout because you decided to put your title someplace else. Do you know what I mean? Maybe if I do this layout again, I might put the title up at the top. Who knows? You know? All right. And I'm just pulling out of the laser cuts all of the dangling bulbs, Christmas bulbs, whatever. Tomato, right? Okay. So I grabbed the other one and I'm pulling out, I think, three more. So it's going to wind up being eight of them all together. Yeah. So three that are going to be kind of grouped together and then two, one on each side of the Mary. So I'm going to start laying them down, and a few of them I'm going to keep the full length because it's kind of short, that little piece. So whichever one I lay down, I'm going to make sure it's the long version. And then the next two, we're going to make sure that we trim them. So they're going to be at different heights. Okay. So I think on the center one, I'm going to make it the shortest in the center and then the longest closer to the photo. And then over here, I'm just going to basically swap it. Add the glue and then go ahead and lay it down. And I felt okay doing this because I pretty much knew that these were all going to be on the outside of, where the photo is. And I just wanted to go ahead and get these put down. And the wet glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room time. So if you don't put it on straight, guilty, you can kind of adjust and move until it's looking more correct. Okay, so now that those are all down, I'm not going to glue those yet. I want to get the backing on the back of my photo, and figuring it was 5x7, I'm like, oh yeah, it should be good. Just go straight across. Well, I mean, that was good, but I want to keep it even. So I'm going to need to fill up this back. So we're just going to cut another piece and then we'll trim down elements or portions of it to kind of stick on the side. And I'm just going to fill this all in. So this is our last Friday sketch video. The New Year is right around the corner. I can't believe it. And for now, I think I'm going to continue using the sketch layouts for the 12x12 layouts. I'm liking doing this. So until I get, I guess, bored of this, I may put some cards in here and there throughout the year. But for right now, I'm really liking doing the layouts. I'm enjoying the process and trying new things. So, yeah. So now that I got the backing on, now I can figure out where I want the green and blue bulbs to go. And I want them to really kind of nestle right next to Mary. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off of our photo. And if I was thinking, I would have grabbed my tool that I like to use to pull this up, but I was already in the moment and everything was pulling off. I would say basically easy. Just a little piece kind of fought with me, but it's all good. So now we're just putting that glue to give us some wiggle room. And then we're going to go ahead and press that down. And then let's glue down Mary. And we're going to put the Christmas kind of like right in between there. Okay. And for the most part, just using wet glue. And then I forgot I had these two red and green pieces from another layout. So I'm like, well, let me put these down. And I had a little bit of glue, so I just put it underneath the red, so it's sitting right on top of the string of the bulb there. And I'm looking, just trying to see what else I could possibly want to put on here. I am going to make a little cluster on the top right. And I was thinking about using that December, the black December, but then I forgot I have that December 23 in the black. So I didn't want to have December twice. So I decided to grab, they also have, I think it's red, green, and black with nothing on it. So I was like, you know what? Let me use that. And then maybe I could create something with this frame, but then I didn't like that. And then so I put the red back up there. I found one of the ivies. I figured I could put that on there. And then I'm going to do two of the thin sayings, which is, I have it right here so I can read them. Believe in the magic and holly jolly season. And I'm just putting stuff away. Oh, I had put that in there by accident. This one is actually one of the ephemera pieces, but when I was cleaning up, I had put the ephemera pieces away, so I just put it in with the chipboard pieces. And so I pulled it out, and then we'll check the ephemera real quick because we have it right here as well. And they really do give you a whole lot. And they had a little tab that says the very best. So I decided to put that up there on the left part of the photo. And then I was trying to figure out where I was going to put these sentiments. And I decided, you know what? Let me just put them right below this little vignette that we're creating up here, up at the top. And then I was looking on the laser cuts to see if there's anything else I could take from there to add to like a little cluster of stuff. But I think we're okay. So I'm just going to go in and now glue down those last few things. And then once all that's down, we'll do some kind of like enamel dots, but I think they call them bits and baubles or something like that. It's the one over on the left there. So we're just adding our second sentiment. And then I think I needed to do the little tab if I didn't already. Nope. There it is. All right. So now that that's all laid out, now we're going to do some of the bits and baubles. So I'm putting down like oh, it's hard to explain. It has like a picture or image in it in the circle. And then I'm also grabbing a heart and a star. Yeah. So I'm using the red star, a green heart, and then that one circle with the pattern. Down here, we're working on, I think it's a poinsettia, like a gold poinsettia. And then we have the black and white star and a green heart. And then the last three is another poinsettia, but in the red. And then it's a red star with a black heart. And I always put a little bit of glue down. I just think it makes it adhere better because sometimes, especially when you do stenciling and stuff on your paper, if it's in that area, you just want to make sure that it's going to stick and stay. And then that's everything up close. So, you know what time it is, right? Well, and getting ready for my favorite time of the video, which is the splatters, I realized I need, because I was looking for the paper I put over the photo for when I'm splattering, but I forgot this photo is bigger than that. So I'm going to wind up taking what was left of the gray paper that I used for the matte, and we're going to cover up the photo, and then it's splatter time. Choop, 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 choop. I gotta change it because it sounds too much like Hammer Time. I don't want no copyright stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's just my excitement is it's splatter time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hitting it first with the gold. And then we're going to, I'm looking for something to tap it with. But I wind up putting it on just by kind of tapping with my finger for the most part. So here we are with the gold. And of course, I'm splattering all over because that's what I do. But you can always do controlled splatters if you just wanted to put a few in the bottom. The paper we're using already kind of had a splattered look on it, you know? So doing a few more, I think just ties into that style of mixed media that they already put on the paper, you know? And then I'm tapping the black with the tool. And then after the black, we're going to use the white picket fence distress stain. And we're just going to tap at that. So I wasn't thinking that this would really show up all over because a lot of that pattern paper is basically on a white background. And then I put this on white foundation paper. So it's kind of like the white is kind of useless, but on the areas where they're like the black lace and the reds and stuff, it does show up on those. So, and the Christmas bulbs and all that. So, all right, there's the final project. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Make sure you have a very safe and blessed weekend. I hope you guys have a great New Year's. We're going to have a little get together New Year's Eve on, actually, it's going to be through my little scrapbook store. I think it's uh, layouts and more page. So check out over there. It's going to be on a Zoom. We're all going to kind of hang out, play games, and just really have a good time. So I hope you guys can come join us. And I hope you have a great weekend if you can't. And I'll see you guys next year.